Mayor, I'm Mark Darren, pastor of the Manchester Cumberland Presbyterian Church here in Templin. I want to thank you for the invitation to come here and begin our meeting with a moment of prayer. So I invite all to bow with me. Lord, you are described as the light of the world, and we are especially reminded of this at Christmas. We are reminded that light and darkness cannot coexist in the same place. Grant us the courage and the wisdom to shine your light into the dark shadows. Thank you for life itself and for the ability to be involved in useful ministries for our community. We thank you for our elected officials and others who have gathered tonight. We have come together representing our community, and help us remember that we're family. And we're here tonight striving to make our community, our family stronger. To accomplish this goal, we ask that you bless, guide, and direct this meeting so that it's full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. Thank you for helping us to accomplish our work and our goals this day. May our goals be your goals. In Christ's strong name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderman French. Here. Alderman Patton is absent. Alderman Bellamy.
Here.
Vice Mayor Messick.
Here.
Alderman Nichols is absent. Alderman Elam.
Here.
Do a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting that we had.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It is moved and second. The motion is as presented. Any corrections, additions? Call the roll, please.
Alderman French.
Aye.
Alderman Bellamy.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Messick.
Aye.
Alderman Elam.
Any correspondence? Okay, any comments from citizens? And we ask that you come up and state your name and your address. And
my name is Diana Smith. I live at 373 Dogville Drive, and I just wanted to thank you all for your labors. Those of you that are present, and those that aren't present also, for your labors this year on behalf of the citizens of Manchester. I very much appreciate it. And also to express to you my desires that you all have a very joyous Christmas, happy holidays, and extremely blessed 2022. Thank you.
thank you, Diane. You're always so encouraging. We appreciate it. Anyone else?
Hi everyone, Katie Riddle on behalf of the Greater Manchester Economic Development Board. I just want to continue to keep you updated on our progress. I had a call this morning with our economic development consultant that we've been working with, and she shared the draft of the 2-year action plan. And in that action plan, a bulk of it is going to be a comprehensive marketing package for the city of Manchester that I can't wait to share with you. I also wanted to point out that she mentioned that she's using Manchester as a case study in working with her other clients. And she's out of Texas. She works all over. I talked to her on a Zoom call, and she was in California at the time. So she used Manchester as an example of a downtown area that's really taking care of herself. And she said, I think people don't understand that sidewalks, streetscapes, the facades that look nice don't just happen. It's groups of people that work together to make that happen. So I just wanted to recognize all the work that's been done in our downtown community and celebrate it. And also let you know that we're going to do that in a bigger effort on behalf of the Greater Manchester Economic Development Council. We're working on several things that we hope to make big announcements soon. And we're keeping going with this action plan, and it's going to be tied to a timeline. It's going to have accountability. So I'm really pleased with the progress of it. I know it's taken longer than all of us maybe wanted, but we weren't expecting the world to end when it did. So we're keeping moving, and we appreciate your support. Does anybody have any questions? All right, awesome, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, my comments. First of all, Attorney Ewell lost his dad, Judge Ewell, who who is, has been a legend, an honorable man in this town. And I know in my own personal walk that the day that we adopted my son, he said, he was the one who presided over it. And he said, you know, I have a lot of things that goes on, but this is one of the joyous things, and just the wisdom and just his reputation and just lifting up Coach Ewell and your family. And also another thing is I'd like to thank the whole town of Manchester for throwing in there for the Christmas parade, and the rec department. You guys did a great job. And it was amazing when I got home. You know, Alan was on Facebook, my husband was on Facebook, and he said, Marilyn, while everybody else is resting, the cleanup crew at the street department, and they were still out there working. And you know, I just thank you guys for how you pull together, all departments pull together, and send the police out there working, and just getting ready for putting up the lights in the city, and I just thank you guys. But that's my comment. We'll go over to the committees and the commissions. Safety?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Finance?
We didn't have a meeting.
I'm sorry, Yogi does have something to report.
Okay, great.
I didn't have anything unless I thought we were going to hear from the department heads. Is that the perfect time now?
Absolutely, thank you.
No problem. But I just prepared just a little bit for a couple pages.
I also would like to express my condolences to my friend Gerald. And his father had such an impression on a young officer years ago, almost 40 years ago. And I wish these young men could be in that courtroom to see how that worked. He was a great man for our criminal justice system, and it made our community safe. But what I'd like to talk to is just a little bit that the Manchester Police Department is busy shopping and preparing for 75 Christmas angels, and we'll be providing 50 food baskets while we're continuing to provide the services for our community to protect and serve them. The patrol division has done a great job answering so many calls and just continuing to help people. And our criminal investigation division is working several cases and solving several cases. They stay constantly busy. There's so many sensitive crimes that I wish I could tell you about that I can't, that they're involved in, and it's sad that someone has to do it, and they're doing a great job of that. We have officers tonight at the firing range doing night firing and training in that regard. So I thought I would just highlight some of the training. We've had 4 officers trained in culture competence this past month, as well as finishing up our in-service training. And the MPD is training, well, like I said, we're training as we meet tonight. We've had 2 officers that had training at the Tennessee Narcotics Officers Association. 3 officers attended the TACP where the Collier, I'm probably not saying that right, shooting at Kroger's. I think you've probably seen that on the news. We debriefed that, we had a panel and we discussed that, and hopefully that will help us if there's ever, hopefully not an active shooter in our community. We had an officer that just completed leadership class at the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy. Had 2 officers that went to the Training Officers Association, which is very important for our police department. And during that training, one officer was provided AR-15 and 870 armor classes. We also sent that officer to Semination recertification. We have 2 of our SROs who go to a DARE mentor school. They'll be trained on that next week. And we had 2 officers. I lost my train. We had 2 officers that's sure training on that. That was, but okay. Also, we assisted tell-on in 2 or 3 major drug cases. We used our drug dogs, and also used our information to work with the tell-on police department to solve 2 major drug cases. Also, Officer Garza has been called to Oklahoma to translate for their police department, and we got the letters and comments from them thanking him on that. So we're having a lot of scams and social media cases that we're working right now, and we just like to put out the word to be on the alert for these things during our Christmas holiday season. The last thing I guess we trained on this month is we retrained on our flock system with all the officers and all our supervisors. There's been some updates, and flock system continues to have its message. Thank you very much.
It's a good report.
That's kind of hard to follow. Condolences, sir. We've been busy this month, training, doing a lot of training this month for the end of the year. We do have a guy up in Franklin right now training to be a car seat technician. So we're going to do our car seat technician training. And just staying busy, responding to various responses. That's really about it for us.
If your house is on fire or something's smoking, they will come. Okay, finance.
I have the budget amendment on the agenda, the second reading of it, and we are paying taxes and just working hard on it.
Okay, also, street.
Come here, Joe.
I take a compliment, sure. Our next street committee meeting is Monday, December 13th at 5:30 at the street department. Any of you are getting complaints about the leaf pickup, we've been having some equipment problems, and we got it up and going now, so we're trying to, they're working in there today trying to get caught up. So, and we're still working on the easements, working on the easements for Hill Chapel, we can block about 4. We're just as busy as ever. All right, and I have 3 openings at our department. Hopefully next week we can get some new hires in. So,
Thank you.
thanks.
Can I add something to that?
Yes, you can.
We had a trash problem at Rivendell. At the last meeting, George was sick, he wasn't there, but Alderman Bill Nichols, they got that worked out all by himself, so we got that taken care of. And I know there's doubters out there, and they're gonna say there's not gonna be a foot of concrete poured on the sidewalk in this city, but I'm telling you, when the weather breaks next spring, there's gonna be some sidewalks poured in this city. Isn't that right, George?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get it done. So just everybody bear with us through the weather, getting easements and getting ready, but we're gonna hit it next spring.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, water and sewer.
We do not have a water and sewer meeting scheduled for this month, but aside from our normal daily service calls, we have several projects that we're working on. On the wastewater side, we're working with St. John Engineering on our next sewer rehabilitation. That's the project we'll be using our ARP funds for. We have completed the project for Interstate Drive, so that one's, we don't have to worry about it anymore. We've got our utilities moved and everything's out of the way. On our wastewater treatment plant, last month you all voted for us to begin our due diligence work, and we have. We have drillers on site right now. They're checking for areas that may have bad soils or bedrock. So once they complete that, we'll have that information, and then we'll have surveyors that should be scheduled to be on site in February. We've been working with, as some of you all know, we've been working with the Coffee County Mega Site Committee to help identify their sewer needs and the solutions to those needs. We've had several meetings the mayor and I have attended. I don't know how many it's been, probably 3 or 4 in the last month, Mayor, was that correct? On our water side, we're working on several different projects out in the county. We have five roads that we're looking at next. Lambert Bridge, Sugar, Camp Road, Cruise Hollow, J.E. Sargent, and we were looking at Panhandle Road, but hydraulically, we just can't make that one work yet without some other improvements in the area. We'll be doing some water rehab in the city. That's where we replace all water lines, like 2-inch galvanized lines and things like that. We'll be looking at Holt Street, Winters Lane, and Harper Road for those projects. We are looking at automated meter reading systems. We've been kind of exploring that option now for a while, but we've really started bringing in the suppliers and letting them present what type of meters they have and what all options they offer. Once we go into an automated system, you'll have a system of collectors, and then you'll have some that you'll drive by. So you'll have these satellite collectors that will gather data, send it to us, and we'll be able to create customer portals where customers can actually go online and see their usage, and it'll be a lot of tools there. So if Mark Messick has a water leak, he can actually look on his portal and see that, at 2 o'clock in the morning, his water started running. So it gives you a little more data than just the once a month data that we gather while we're doing. We got a water main that we're going to be relocating on Highway 55. Some portion of it is over near Bushy Branch Road. The bulk of it will be from Walgreens to about Oak Drive. We're working on that project now. Adam is working on the design. That is also part of some of our ARP funds. And then we have a few employee changes. Mike Foster, who's been with us 52 years, his last day will be January 3rd. So really after the 30th of January 3rd, it's a vacation day for him. So December 30th will be Mike's last day. Ricky Keel, who's been with us about 25 years, he's retired. His last day is December 31st. And we have one vacancy at our wastewater treatment plant, and Candace and I have an interview set up for it next Wednesday. And so that's about it for us, unless you have any questions.
I'd like to make a comment that making sure that it's clear that when we approved for Bill Griggs to do the study on the sewer plant and the Manchester site, when Brian says that we're studying, we're on the cost, but as far as that is, the mega site is being studied by the research done by, and the survey has been done by Brian Maloney. So it will be separate. The mega site, the sewer for the mega site will be totally different than what we voted on and
Yes.
the total cost. So just want to make it clear that when we say we're on there, we're not using any city funds or pushing city sewer because we don't have any.
We're just there as advisors to help the mega site committee. The actual mega site committee will have a report coming due to them. Should be sometime into this year, first next year, which will outline their options and what is their best option for the wastewater.
Very good. Okay. Also, recreation.
We will not have a December Recreation Commission meeting. We can meet in January. We just wrapped up 2 major events, Christmas Parade, which I'd like to thank all the departments for their help with that. We also had the Trees of Christmas. We had 847 visitors to that free event. That's mostly community-driven. Community members, we had 17 trees that decorated the trees for the community. Dusty and Basketball League is currently going on. We have 110 youth in that program at the moment. The next major event we have come up is our luncheon that we have for our senior community. It'll be on December the 16th at 11:30 at the Daylight Building. If anyone on the board would like to attend that. 2 big grant projects we have going on right now is our farmers market, which there's a bid approval on this agenda for tonight, and then also our outdoor basketball court. We're in the phase to bid out the concrete work for that. The concrete work includes expanding the current concrete pad that is there, and then also putting in a sidewalk and ADA accessible parking. The rec center for Christmas, we're going to close it December the 23rd to the 26th, and then also January the 1st for New Year's. So that week of the 27th through the 31st will be open normal hours. Thank you.
Tourism. Down here, looking to the floor. Planning and zoning. And this may be Jamie's last time.
Right. So before I give my report, I just want to thank everybody for the opportunity to work for the city. I started here basically right out of college, and I've been here for just over 9 years now. It's been really great for me and my family. I've got my professional engineering license while I worked here, and I just I feel like I need to pursue that more. So I just want to thank all of you for the opportunity and being so good to us. Quick report from our department. Our regular planning commission meeting will be on the 20th at 5:30. We have a few things on the agenda. One of the bigger items is we have an annexation request from of about 20 acres off. It's at the dead end of Country Lane off of Bashaw Creek Road. We're requesting plans of service from all the different departments, and we're working on gathering those now. Last month we issued 12 building permits, which is a little slower than what we've been doing, but it's still pretty good for a town of our size. We had a final plat approved for, I believe, 40 lots in Springhouse Estates. It was phase 2. It's at where the S curve is in Doak Road. So I'm sure several more permits will be issued here shortly for those. We've had 3 townhome developments be approved in the last few months, and we've received building plans for all of those in the last few days, so I'm sure they'll be starting on those really soon. And that's really about all I have to report right now. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Jamie comes to my office, it's hard not to cry. Every time he comes, it's day and day. But thank you, Jamie. Okay, also, next is information system.
We didn't have to.
Okay, what about, we got some money that,
Yeah, we're on.
Come on.
Got the new AT&T phone plan, so we're gonna have lower monthly bills, and they gave us a refund of $15,972. So, and that's probably what we'll be saving a year over here on the new phone plan and all.
Sounds good. Thank you. Historic zoning.
We had a meeting and approved a sign for an artist on the backside of the square and discussed other things. That's the only thing to report, any action to take on.
Thank you, John. I just think it's good that the city of Manchester and the residents get to hear some of this stuff. And y'all did a great job. Okay, resolution ordinance.
Madam Mayor, first thing I have is a resolution regarding the physical development plan on Interstate Drive. Alderman Messick has a conflict with that, so we do not have a quorum to address it. Unless there's an objection, it'd probably be better to move it to next meeting. Second was a resolution to amend the physical development plan of the city of Manchester on the Hill Chapel Apartments to change this to highest density residential, where the apartments are, and then some back behind it without construction or some more.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded. The motion is as presented. Is there any discussion? Call roll, please.
Alderman French.
Aye.
Alderman Bellamy.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Messick.
Aye.
Alderman Elam.
Ordinances, we have second reading ordinance to amend Manchester Code to designate an additional legal holiday, pass first reading at the November meeting, and ready for second.
Make motion. Second.
Okay. It is moved and seconded. The motion is as presented. Is there any discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Alderman French.
Aye.
Alderman Bellamy.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Messick. Alderman Elam.
Second reading of an ordinance amending Title 14, Chapter 6, Sections 1 and 2 of the Manchester Municipal Code. This is to rezone the Hills Chapel Apartments property where they are now, and the property behind R4 residential from R3 residential.
Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded. The motion is as presented. Is there any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderman French.
Aye.
Alderman Bellamy. Vice Mayor Messick. Alderman Elam.
Mayor, the next two are the ones in which Alderman Elam has a conflict unless there's objection, probably appropriate to pass those to next meeting. Then we have second reading ordinance amending the budget on fiscal year 2021-2022, ordinance number 1619.
Second.
It is moved and seconded, the motion is as presented. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderman French. Alderman Bellamy. Vice Mayor Messick. Alderman Elam.
First reading of ordinance amending Title 15, Chapter 6, Section 22 of the Manchester Municipal Code, same name as zoning ordinance to amend that zoning to rezone property owned by G. Hugh Crouch, C3 commercial from I-1 industrial. This is between Flower Automotive and Barber Drive.
Second. It is moved and seconded. The motion is as presented. Is there any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderman French. Alderman Bellamy. Vice Mayor Messick. Alderman Elam.
First reading of ordinance being Title 14, Chapter 6, Sections 1 to the Manchester Municipal Code, being the zoning ordinance and zoning map to rezone property owned by James Ricky Crouch, Sr. of R4 residential from R3 residential.
Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded. The motion is as presented. Is there any discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Alderman French. Alderman Bellamy. Vice Mayor Messick. Alderman Elam.
No old business? Attorney, will you go over the farmers bill, please?
We bid this project out in two parts. One for the building itself, which was approved in the building purchase, which is the kind of what they call the red iron part of the building, and then the erection of that building was bid out separately. The bidder that got the first part of the package was also one of the two bidders for the second part at $94,000 and change, but then Brindley and Sons bid $91,000, approximately $3,400 less than that. The architect sent us a letter that said it would kind of be easier if one contractor did it both, but kind of deferred to the board and to me comment on that. I can't find anything in the bidding statutes that let us not take the low bid just because it'd be easier for the other bidder to do it. And I think it would subject the city to monetary liability for the lost profits and a big protest and a big rigmarole over, because Brindley and Sons knew they were going to have to coordinate when they bid it, but they were the low bid, and I don't think there's any real excuse not to take the low bid. But I did do it both ways, but whatever the board's pleasure is, the low bid's $91,245, and then the second bid's $94,742, and I can't find anything in the bidding code, either the research I did, that would let us use that as a reason. So I will recommend that you award it to the low bidder, that's y'all's prerogative. So I have a resolution to it if you don't exactly on it now, so Mr. Fox, I'd say you probably, whatever his pleasure is about acting on it.
Yes, if possible, I'd like to act on it tonight because it is time sensitive that we get this project started. It is part of the Tennessee Department of Health grant that has to be finished up by June 30th. Right now, we're scheduled to receive the building package January 15th. The way the bid reads, they have till middle of March to have it erected. And then that way we'll have it in operation before the end of June.
You said that on the second bid, they knew going in that bid that they would have to coordinate.
The low bidder, both bidders knew they would have to coordinate either with themselves or with someone else. So Brindley was the low bidder at 91. They knew that they would have to plan their work around Richland getting the slab poured and the building package delivered. So they knew that they weren't doing all of it when they did. They were just doing the second part.
And Richland still has things that they'll have to finish in this second part. They've got to install windows and storefront doors.
Yeah.
They have to install them because of warranty issues.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept both of the bids. I'll make a motion to accept the lowest bid.
Brindley and Son, 91,245.
Do we need to pass that resolution?
Yes, if you want.
Time sensitive.
So let's do that then. I mean, is that what you're making the motion of? So I'm saying, let's go.
It is moved and seconded, the motion is as presented. Is there any discussion on this?
I mean, I'll say I understand it's not from construction process. I understand it's not the most advantageous way to go, but it only.
Yeah, what she suggests is logical, it's just bidding laws just don't let us do it.
Yeah.
Don't let us use it.
And Brindley's, they're irreparable from everything else.
There's no reason to disqualify.
And the only time that we have gone with that section is if it's an emergency or if it's, have we ever done? Have we ever?
We've done a few things, but there are specific exceptions in our code that have always applied when we've departed from the rule before.
Thank you.
Emergencies.
Any more discussion? Call roll, please.
Alderman French.
Aye.
Alderman Bellamy. Vice Mayor Messick. Alderman Elam.
Okay, the next thing is Westwood Gym Time. When College Street was done, we did part of it, we paid for part of it, and the school paid for part of it. Well, Westwood, they're paying for all of the addition to Westwood. And we've been asked, would we waive the building permit fee, which is just under $19,000. We did that for College Street since both parties we were both paying for it. Dr. Vaughn asked that, he said, you know, it's their decision, but he asked, would the permit be waived on Westwood Junior High? Since they are paying for the whole thing, we're not paying, the city's not paying part of it.
I'd make a motion to waive the fees. Second.
Okay. It is moved and seconded, the motion is as presented. In discussion.
Ask Jamie, Coast Department didn't have any problem with that, did he?
No.
Call roll, please.
Alderman French.
Aye.
Alderman Bellamy. Vice Mayor Messick. Alderman Elam.
Okay. Items from the board.
I just wanted to also share my condolences with Attorney Ewell. You said it. There's probably no two better words than honorable and a legend for locally speaking for sure than Judge Ewell, and so he's definitely would be missed. So my condolences to Gerald, but also wanted to say thank you for sharing him with all of us, because he did. It's unique how much of an impact he had on so many different people's lives, and so that's something that you got to do. So thank you.
Alderman, no, you have anything to say? Vice Mayor Messick.
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'd just like to say Merry Christmas to everyone, and this is a wonderful, this is a good group to work with up here. I mean, people don't realize until they've done this job that there's not one person sitting up here that I can tell you that's doing this for personal gain, and I love to work with everybody up here, and certainly I love the city of Manchester and every department, and we've got great department heads, and I just wish everybody Merry Christmas. Did I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Okay, it is moved and seconded, the motion is as presented. All in favor?